Say hurrah for today's training. Hurrah! Alright, we've got 2 people for 1 table, okay?
Gotcha.
Listen up,
Alright, everyone crouch and look up front.
Start up the system.
Oh wow.
Alright, welcome to the 22nd ATF educational program. This is version 0.5 beta. We have some issues with this, so be patient. If some screen will not show up, look onto others monitor. If something will pop up, just don't mind it, okay? Alright, so I guess you all played this, so we don't have to go over the interaction keys. By the way, everybody hears me good? This all piece of shit. Everybody knows the structure of our unit, so basically this is it. This is what you see all the time in the missions roster. So just to repeat this, buddy team 2 men, fire team 2 to 3 buddy teams, that means 4 to 6 men. Squad is formed of 2 to 4 fire teams, and the platoon is formed of 2 to 4 squads. This is as easy as it gets. Basically this would be more for the new guys. You should already know this, how it works around here. Right, what do we have here? Alright, Acre. These are the few points. This would be, I guess, more for the new coming guys. Well, what is Acre? It simulates real-life communications, features several radio systems like the 343, 148, and so on. We'll be talking about that later. Calculates the strength of the signal, or the transmission based on a distance and obstacles. So for those of you who didn't know that, your radio will have problems going through buildings and mountains and whatnot. This will limit your range of, but basically this will limit the reach of your radio signal. Now, the last note is, well, everybody knows. Alright, let me switch the slide. Alright. I guess we don't have to do that, as everybody should already know that. Maybe to point out to those of you who still do not know or do not use the SD Acre volume, you basically, if you want to make it work, you need to assign a key on talk on direct channel. It's in your controls. You just find it. From me, recommended option is numpad star. So if you're not using the SD Acre volume feature, bind the talk and direct channel. Now, switching to slide number 3, the basic controls of Acre. I guess we do not need to go through that, right? Number 4 is talk on direct channel key. Yeah, that is basically the numpad star or something you have assigned, plus scrolling a mouse wheel that will make you shout or whisper. This is more to those of you who do not know what is SD Acre volume. If you have any questions, I'll give you time after the training. Now, moving on to 5 actually. God damn it. Alright, so number 5 is missing, so we don't have the list of the radios. Basically, you should all know them. The basic infantry radio is the 343. For those of you, I guess I do not need to go through that, right? Everybody was already playing with us, so you know which one is the volume and which one is the channel knob. Okay, oops. This will not work.
Hell?
Number 8 will not work.
Try to switch back to the first one and then switch to 8.
Number 1. I'll have to fix the rest of the Acre slides. There was nothing that much important besides the radio procedures. Well, basically, you know, rule number 1 when using your radio is being as precise and as short as possible. No bragging about unimportant bullshit. Basically, just be as informative and as short as possible always when using your radio. Now, yes, of course you can, Chris. What do we have here? Alright, that was basically the ACE wounding system and whatnot. Let me see, I don't think we need to really go through this. Oh, these are formations. Okay, so we have a little problem right there. which I'll have to fix. Oh yeah, this should be. A.
Well done.
What was it? What was I missing?
Alright, Ben, chill out.
Anyways,
Michael, why is that even here? What part of a training does that cover?
I'm sorry, I didn't know how to make there.
Richard's hook for Operation White Cup out for training.
Alright guys, now let's keep the stone face, keep on your serious pants. We are doing here something important right now. STT is a new thing for all of you, maybe not that new, but you should know it anyways. STT means Secure Transport Treat. This is basically a healing procedure. This should be, just like I wrote that, should be engaged every time someone is injured. So basically every time you're giving anyone medical assistance, you should follow this protocol. Now,
Calm down.
slide number 12. The STT consists of 6 steps. Step number 1 is the security area. Every time you are about to heal somebody, you need to know that there is not a machine gun lying in the next bush waiting for you to show up and shoot you into your back. So step number 1 is always the security area. It doesn't matter who it is or what is happening to him or how important is he. If you're gonna die saving him, you're of no use to us or anybody else. Now,
Hey
Number
Jeremy
2.
or Chris, if you can, go to the
I'll get
spawn
him
and
to
grab
do
Pirate.
to a safe location. This basically means that you don't want to heal anybody under direct enemy fire. So step number 2 is to take the injured. If he can move himself, he will move himself somewhere safe, or you will have to move him somewhere into safety. Best if you could find some cover, not concealment, but cover, so that you're out of enemy fire. Number 3 is stop the bleeding. This is basically a basis of healing procedure or the health kind of thing. So number 1 thing is to stop the bleeding. This is what kills a soldier. No matter what else is happening with him, you need to stop the bleeding. Point number 4 is to apply morphine. You apply morphine only and only if the patient did not get any morphine before that. That means that the ACE wounding system will not tell you that he is already under influence of morphine. You give him morphine before the EpiPen or the epinephrine because it sometimes causes the patient not to wake up even after several doses of EpiPen if he did not receive morphine before that. So just to revise this, secure area, transport wounded to safe location, stop the bleeding, apply morphine, and after that you apply the EpiPen, or also called epinephrine, which should basically wake the patient up if he is in shock or unconscious. Step number 6 is ask about the health condition of your patient. Now, you all should already know that we have only two priorities. It is priority alpha, which is broken legs. If you can slowing us down and basically engage everyone during the operation. Lima priority is also the low priority, which is the injured arms problem. When you have injured arms, you cannot shoot. That means you are not as combat effective as you could be. You do not issue medkits to anything else than 2 of these priorities, or you can issue a medkit on your leader's order. These are only cases when you can issue a medkit without priority. So remember, Alpha and Lima priority only. If you want to make notes, anybody, I'll leave the screen on. Is there anyone like that?
Alright, this is Lieutenant Chris.
Moving around here. So as you see, we'll go through formations: column, file, wedge, line, staggered column, and 360. Also before called all-round defense or circle formation and whatnot. Now, in these slides, white dot will represent a fireteam leader, red dot fireteam member 2, which should be in real life an ARM or FG. Please shut up. Thank you. Number 3, number 4 are additional fireteam members.
King, please.
Well, can you repeat that?
King,
I
are you
couldn't hear you.
serious? Formation number 1 is the column. What is important about the column is that you should have spacing of about 5 and more meters between each other. That means you basically want to make a small gap on your STHUD, you know, between the guy that is in front of you and behind you. Now, covering sectors are really easy in this one. We're standing right behind each other, so the first guy in the formation and the last guy in the formation are covering their sectors, as you see that. The fireteam leader is covering front, and number 4 is covering the back, as number 2 covering the right, that is the red guy, and number 3, the green guy, covering the left. Now, if there were more even numbers or more odd numbers, the rule for that is that all even numbers are covering the right side, and all odd numbers are covering the left side. Alright, that should be it. Let's move on to screen number 3.
May I say one thing?
Yes?
One thing, guys, when keeping spacing, use your ST HUD to do it. At all times, if you're doing a formation, you should make sure there's a space between each soldier and the HUD below you.
Alright, now, as I said, Richard. Now, we've got the file formation, which is basically the same, just like column, just with different usage in different scenarios. File is most commonly used in cities or close combat, when you don't need a big formation or when you do not care about enemy threat from a distance. Now, right now on the right side of the screen, you should see a file formation when used in the middle of nowhere, let's say in the middle of the street, which is not likely to happen usually. Where most commonly you'll be using the file formation as described on the left side of your screen, where the black line represents the wall of a building or of anything else, or an obstacle, and the rest of the fire team is basically covered from that side. Same would go with obstacle on the left, just a little bit different, or just fire sectors to the other side. What you see is representing basically while moving. Now, fire team leader is always watching the front, and the last guy in the formation, now number 4, is watching the rear. Number 2 is always number 1 support. That means he's watching his left front, and in case of emergency scenario or entering buildings or anything like that, he's the guy who's going with him or who is covering sectors, his sector instead of him. Now, number 3 is always checking the left side and higher floors. That means balconies, second, third floor of a building, windows and whatnot. Now, there was screen number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Now, we have wedge. This is the safest formation to move around with. As you see, the firing sectors are pretty clear. The last number, only the last number, not the last guy on each side of the formation, but only the last number is covering the rear. And the guy on the tip, now a fire team leader represented with white dot, is covering the front. The rest of you guys are looking basically 45 directions to the right or to the left. Now, the rule for this here is that the fire team leader is up front, and the rest of you guys are divided. Even numbers are to the right from him, odd numbers are to the left from him. Now, number 5. Which is line. A line can be formed in 3 ways. Basic line, which is basically formed similarly to a wedge, where a fire team leader is the center of the formation, and all even numbers are to the right of him. Here represented in the first picture with red and even dot. These are fire team members 2 and 4, and all odd numbers are to the left. That's fire team member 3, represented with green dot. Now, firing sectors are always up front or in the move or of the formation. Well, this formation will be always used only if attacking a certain type of enemy. That means enemy fortifications or smaller groups of enemies that are not spread over a big area. Now, line can be formed in two other ways. That is line to the right and line to the left. Here, they look like a column. The only difference is that we're not standing behind each other, but next to each other, and we're looking the same direction. Oops. Let me find the right slide. That was number 5, number 6. Alright, here we have 360 and also Google Chrome. Now, the 360 is basically formed. If you look at the image to the left, that is a 360 formation when defending a certain type of target. That means a location, building, or let's say a healing medic inside of the formation, the center of the formation. Now, this formation counts with the situation that fire team leader is part of the formation and is able to cover a sector. Though, if you look to the right, when your fire team leader needs to do extensive radio comms or plan ahead, this is what the rest of you guys in the fire team have to do. These are basically your firing sectors. Number 2 is taking the tip of the formation instead of the fire team leader, and the rest of the guys have to secure the rest of the location as depicted in the picture. Now, it doesn't matter if number 4, which is yellow, or number 3, which is green, will be on the left or on the right. The important thing is that we have WoW area secure. Number 7, we have squad formations. Again, we'll go through column, wedge, line, staggered column, and 360. Number 8 is a squad column, which is basically formed just like a normal column with one different thing: squad leader up front, or cannot be, or he doesn't have to be a part of the formation. Still, in this case, we have him up front. First fire team is just right next, just right behind him, and you see the firing sectors. All odd numbers are looking to the right. All even numbers are looking to the left.
BTS.
Go for it.
What does red and blue means?
Red
is fire team number 1. Blue is fire team number 2. This is a squad column. Nine. Formations and sectors, wedge. This is a squad wedge. Basically what happens here, fire team number 1 is odd number, so he's to the left of the squad leader. Number 2 is to the right from the squad leader, as number 2 is even. It is basically the same thing, just like with just like with the normal fire team wedge. Firing sectors are absolutely the same. Where were we? Number 9? Number 10. This is a line formation, a squad line formation. Just like with the wedge, first fire team is to the left, second fire team is to the right. You see the firing sectors, there's nothing really to explain. Number 11, staggered column. Now we're getting to something. Staggered column is usually used when going around, when using... when using roads or similar ground communications. Basically, first fire team would be on the left side of the road or of the place, and second fire team would be on the right side. Now you see the firing sector is pretty clear. First guys in the formation are looking to the front, and the last guys are looking at the rear. Now the rest of the people, depending if they're on the left side or on the right side, are looking about 15 degrees or 30 degrees to the left or to the right, as depicted in the picture. Note one thing: the staggered column is called staggered because number 1 from the first fire team is up front from number 1 of the second fire team. You should see that in the picture. Everybody sees that?
Yep.
Yes, Supreme Overlord.
Alright, great.
Who said that?
Pirate. Number
Yeah,
12 is the 360 formation of squad 360 formation. Now, I think that is pretty clear what is going to happen right here. First fire team is supposed to cover the left side or the left sector. That means it is basically derived from our last movement. If we're moving up front, then the left side is the left side of our last movement, and the right side is the right side of our last movement. If there was a vehicle, nose of the vehicle is what's pointing us in the right direction. So if we jump out of the truck, left side of the truck is the left side of the truck from driver's perspective. Same goes with helicopters and everything else. Basically, if we're using this formation, we're defending some high value target or our own transport. Let me check. We have qualification for all of you prepared, so I would like you, everybody, to pick up an M9 from the table and follow me onto the small range.
Come on, take the next bubble. Go, keep going, Wiggly.
Right, Christ, let's keep going.
Get behind this guy.
Crouch.
Unload your weapon once you're done.